Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV. We can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Rukka Armaxis Gore-Tex jacket, available at RevZilla.com. To my left, you see the new Rukka Armaxis. It is the new Apex Predator in the 3-season cold weather adventure line from Rukka. They are from Finland. They are the masters of the textiles. This is bomb-proof, and it is coming into the American market to compete heads up with the Armas, which we've seen for years. The big improvements are going to be usability, and the key change that I'm going to call out right now in this 3-season bomb-proof cold weather setup is that they're now using D3O air throughout, and it is included. Massive proprietary. D3O has teamed up with Rukka to do a ventilated and much thicker temperature-stable version of their D3O. It's called D3O Air. Flexible, comfortable, aerated. It's going to breathe. This is an elbow forearm, which is absolutely massive. And again, remember, flexible, but upon impact, it's going to completely take that energy, disperse it through the crystalline lattice structure, and it's going to become rigid, absorbing and lengthening the impact by taking all of the joules of energy in. Now remember, shoulders, elbows. It also comes with a CE-rated back protector. Again, you don't have to upgrade any of the armor if you move into a Rukka Armaxis, and that's something new, whereas some of the previous generations used the rock solid, but again, not as bomb-proof armor, which would be called the RVP Air. Now, if we also look at this jacket, remember I've called it 3-season cold. It is a Gore Pro shell, meaning 3-layer laminate, and that is comprised of Cordura as well as Gore Armacore in your shoulders, your elbows, on top of your pockets, on the back. You're going to see in the impact areas, it's Aramid, which is Kevlar fiber, blended with Cordura, which is extremely strong. It's going to be a ripstop material, and again, it's going to be dual stitch, and you can see that beautiful stitching that's layered with multiple layers for impact protection on top of your armor and on top of your impact points throughout this jacket. Now, it does not have the super fabric that we saw in the Armas, but I will tell you that a lot of the feedback that Rukka was getting was that some of these jackets, when you layer the super fabric on top of the Armacore, it becomes what they call talisman material. That's actually going to be a little bit heavy for everyday riding. This jacket actually has a little bit more flex to it. It's going to be a little bit more comfortable for your everyday riding scenarios. Now, I will call out that it is a better vent scheme than the Armas. If we're saying this is the top-end adventure. You're going to have 2 vents along the front that are actually going to vent to the Gore-Tex liner, and then you have 2 rear exhaust vents that are direct vents that are going to vent completely in an exit fashion. They're going to suck that warm, moist air out when you start to overheat. And remember, fall, winter, spring, you're going to be just fine rocking this bad boy out. I also want to call out for the price, and you're going to see it when we open it up, that there is a completely finished Gore Windstopper Destination Liner, which is a stress soft shell that has a thermal element to it, which is absolutely beautiful, baked into this jacket that's fully removable. Absolutely wear it off the bike. The zippers tuck away. Again, if you're going to buy that soft shell on its own from Rukka or anywhere else, you're probably paying $250 to $300 on its own. So again, when you look at the price tag of this bad boy, it's fully functional, but it's really 2 jackets in one. The other thing I want to call out before I get into Brian's sizing, which is so important, I'll just give you a quick note. He's wearing a size 50. If you already know his sizes, he's in all our damn videos these days, is the YKK Aqua Seal zipper. This is a first, and this is, in my opinion, one of the bigger selling points on this top-end jacket. In the past, the thought process was Gore Lockout. That Gore, that heavy-duty Ziploc bag zipper that everybody, in all honesty, had a little bit of issue with. They said it would get dirty. It was harder to use. It was not a toothed interlocking zipper. Now they've transitioned away from that technology, and if you talk to the Finnish that put this together, we went out 2 years ago for the first time we saw this, they said, this is the most expensive freaking zipper we've ever seen. This is called the YKK Aqua Seal. It is a number 10 YKK Vislon zipper with a rubberized PU coating that makes it completely waterproof. This is not a water-resistant coated zipper. We see those down here. These are water-resistant zippers. This is a waterproof zipper that's measured with the PSI scale. So again, it is impenetrable to water and the elements, and it comes from the marine world. Again, Rukka's gone out and they've sourced the best materials, and now they're working them into Gore Pro shell in a motorcycle fashion. Now, that is the story on why this is going to be impervious to the elements and keep you protected. I'm going to walk through some of the nuances of this jacket, but before I do that, let's talk about sizing, because it's very, very important. High-vis Brian, wearing the red and black version. There's also a high-vis version we don't have for you today, and a blacked out version. He's going to be 6 foot, 195, 42-inch chest. He's wearing a size 50. Now you can see that this is typical of the Rukka line. You're going to have a little bit more room in the shoulders. You have a little bit more room in the body than you're expecting. It keeps a very nice and clean line, but in our opinion, they fit about a half size large. So you can go a size down, or almost a full size large. So typically Brian's going to be a 50, even though he has a 42-inch chest. Keep that in mind. Now if you have a really big belly, if you have massive arms, you're probably going to go into a 52. But again, some of the areas where you have a little bit of extra room where you weren't expecting it, most average guys would go a size down when they're using a size chart. Keep that in mind. Now, if you're concerned about fitment, remember we ship for free over 39 bucks. This bad boy is north of $1,000. Again, no questions asked. We're going to get it out to you. We're going to make it as easy as possible. Also, what I'd like you to do is click here and subscribe to us at RevZilla TV, our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, and your feedback on a lot of the nuances as I walk through the rest of the jacket. Now, diving back in, we've talked about ArmaCore. We've talked about bomb-proof cordura and the main construction. We talked about the flexibility factor. We've talked about the armor. Let's start at the top and work our way down. I'm going to start with this nice high collar. Now, I love this high collar, and there's also a full Gore-Tex gaiter that comes with this jacket that you're going to see that we have removed right now for more of the warmer riding. But I will tell you that you get this great neoprene, which is a wetsuit material that comes all the way up. It is a high collar, though. You're going to have warm days in the spring and in the fall. It's just a fact. One of my gripes is that it is a very high collar. You have that gaiter already with Gore-Tex you can add on. They could probably shorten this just a hair, make it a little more comfortable for warm weather riding. But again, the nice part is it's very flexible, very lightweight, and it is going to be neoprene all the way up. You're going to see at the top here, too, that again, we have our Velcro. It's going to come across here in a very basic fashion. I would have loved to have had a snapback. But one of the coolest things, if you come in here really tightly and you look at the top end of this Aqua Seal zipper, you're going to see that this locks at the top. And again, this zipper is one of the most expensive components on this jacket itself. Again, flexible, rubberized, a typical zipper, but again, coated and locking. It snaps into place when it goes to the top. It is a guaranteed waterproof zipper. We've seen no one in the motorcycle world use a waterproof zipper like this from YKK before. Now, moving down from that, you're going to see neodymium magnets over top of two large cargo pockets here on the front with TPR pulls. These are water resistant. They're not going to be waterproof. And as I work my way down this jacket, notice all this dual stitching. That is one of the things from that textile side of things that the fins just do so well. As we move down the jacket, we talked about our vents. They're tucked away nicely under these pockets. Again, in my estimation, I think they could be a little bigger. I'd love to see an arm vent on this bad boy as well. Again, another way that I think they can improve this jacket. But again, it is going to vent solidly for a 3-season cold weather jacket. And if we move down the jacket, you're going to see water resistant pockets that, again, these are fully lined with Gore-Tex. These are going to be waterproof pockets with water-resistant zippers, rather, that have nice big zipper garages that cover everything at the top. Again, you're going to see that hand warmer pockets on both sides that happen to be waterproof. If you move down again, you're going to see covering the zipper at the bottom, again, staying in that Aqua Seal fashion. Notice it's going to make sure that it doesn't bite your tank in any way, shape, or form. And if you look at where this guy stops, it's going to be a waist to hip length jacket. It's meant for more sport touring, multi-season touring. I'll say sport touring, multi-season touring, and you could stretch it into adventure. Some guys that like to ride adventure, they like that 3/4 length. This guy's going to be a little shorter on that side, so it's really your call depending on your rider preference. Remember too, if you want the complement to this jacket and you want to go 3-season warm weather, look at the Air Rider with a very similar makeup of components, but it's using that Cordura AFT that's going to allow a lot of airflow. Now, working our way into the sleeve here, you'll notice 2 points of adjustability, forearm snaps, and these are spring-loaded snaps. You have bicep snaps to rein in the volume, and again, they're going to be rubberized, so they're not going to scratch anything. And if we move into the cuff, you're going to see water-resistant zipper, set it and forget it on the outside, and then when you open up the cuff here, this is actually a Gore-Tex gaiter that goes all the way down. So that's going to be the Gore-Tex liner. You bring your cuff in over your glove. You're going to interface it with this gaiter that comes down. Again, that's why I'm calling this 3-season cold, and you're going to cinch down the overlayer on top of it. So 2 layers of Gore-Tex there, again, to keep you dry and keep you comfortable. Now, high-vis Brian, turn the face away from me. Or right there, stop. Now, if you look at the shoulder, again, I like to say nice clean lines in many fashions when I come down a very smooth shoulder. Not the case. This is an adventure jacket with a lot going on. Notice multiple panels of scalloped Gore-Tex ArmaCore. Again, 3-layer laminate here in this Gore Pro. You're going to have that ArmaCore material that's bomb-proof, sitting over top of a massive D30 Air shoulder piece of armor, CE rated. Reflectivity with the Rukka logo here done in their dot fashion. More reflectivity above the elbow. And now we're back into, again, this turtle shell design with panels of Gore-Tex or a Gore ArmaCore, which sits on top, again, giving you that bomb-proof protection as you work your way into the elbow. Now, if I move like that, you're going to see There's a little bit of stretch of this material. It's that stretch gore that comes into play here. That's going to be, again, still bomb-proof, not taking away from the protective nature of the jacket, but giving you that flexibility without adding elasticated bellows. And you'll see here too, we're getting the first glimpses of our back vent there, water-resistant zipper, direct venting coming out of the back. If you go down towards the hip though, you're going to notice expandable gusset, cinching along the backside there. Again, depending on your circumference, you're going to have a lot of room to adjust this guy when you're sitting there, when you're tuning it in, depending on if you're wearing it with the liner in or the liner out. Remember, the waterproof breathability is part of the shell, non-removable. That's why the vents are going to be direct or indirect, and you are going to have that removable thermal liner that's also wind blocking as well. Turn backwards for me, Brian. Big call out here. D3O Air back protector running right down the spine, included, not an add-on. And if we look here, let's start at the top and work our way down. Notice the high collar here with the neoprene collar. Working its way in a little bit of patch of Armacore there with some reflective pops on both sides, again giving you a little bit more protection. And then big R from Rukka, which is their logo that is done in reflectivity. We've talked about the stretch. We've talked about the two exhaust vents here along the back, and then it comes down. You'll notice you get a little bit more coverage out of the seat, and Brian actually happens to be wearing the Armaxian pants. And remember, this is going to be the Armaxis jacket. There is no Armaxis pant. There's the Armaxian pant, there's an Armaxian jacket, and there's the Armaxis jacket that's going to be a step up above that Armaxian jacket. Again, a little confusing on the name, but this is the big boy. This is the top end. Come back around to the front for me there, Brian. Now, if we open it up and look at the guts, that was a very definitive turn. Let's work our way down here, unzip that guy for me and open it up. And what I want to do is I'm going to show the inside of the shell, and then we're going to pull the shell off, and we're going to walk through the inner jacket. Notice multiple pockets, waterproof pockets on both sides in Napoleon fashion. I'm going to, here are my connection points for my shell versus my inner liner. If I open it up, you're going to see a lot going on here. 360-degree zip going around the back. The inner lining is going to be mesh, so it's going to be comfortable if you're wearing it in a warmer time of the year. Notice that they have this fleece material at the collar, so it won't chafe you. They also have it in around the shoulder armor. So you're going to have this fleecier material that's going to create an area of softness. If it comes in contact with your skin, that's going to be the inner lining for the armor places of the jacket. You also see this, what we call a D-ring here. That's actually, there's going to be a scoop that you're able, for the CE rating of this jacket, to pull a strap underneath your crotch. Comes from the back of the jacket. It's going to connect in the front, and it'll keep the jacket down in the event of a slide. And you can see here on the inside this really nicely styled and finished windstopper lining. So now that I have the outer shell off, this is the interior fleece liner. Remember, super premium. Like I said before, you'd pay $250 to $300 for this guy right off the rack. It's going to be Gore Windstopper. It's a premium soft shell. So again, the Gore Windstopper material really doesn't block the water, but it blocks all of the wind. I have a pair of Windstopper gloves. It is a unique technology in and of itself. Now, the first thing you're going to notice, and I left it like this on purpose, is that this chest looks all sloppy. And typically on inner liners, we see these full-length zippers. What Rukka's done is actually very smart. They've given you two chest pockets, and they've given you these two wings for your main connection points outside of a snap on the back that allow you to just tuck them in and zip it up. So again, if you're riding or if you're off your bike, if you have your shell off, it's just a great looking destination liner done in Gore Windstopper. Again, it's a premium soft shell. Other key features, you're getting high quality zips, you're getting a nice zipper garage across the top. I'm going to talk about why that's white in a second. And then again, you're going to have hand warmer pockets that are zipped along the sides as well. Now, how this connects inside the jacket, besides these two connection points, would be a snap at the collar. And then I want to bring his sleeve forward. There's two buttons. And Rukka's going with buttons because they're not going to break. On the inside of both sleeves, there's a black button and a red button, and this is how you tell that you don't have it twisted. This is how you make sure you connect the jacket back correctly on the first shot. And you'll notice the way the sleeve terminates here. Gives you a little bit of room to work with, but it's not bulky knowing that it's an inner liner. Now, Brian, open it up from the inside, and if Brian unzips it, you're going to quickly see the digital fleece element, which is extremely, extremely soft. It works its way into a neoprene up here around the collar, but again, it has a thermal quality to it. It's going to be lined with Gore Windstopper. It's just a very, very super premium inner liner. Now, if I said, how do I think you can improve it? You have dual stitching throughout. Love to see them maybe work in a flat lock stitch, which actually I love those on mid layers. They look really, really cool. But from here, you're really at a mid layer that works in with the Gore Pro outer shell. Base layers are going to be up to you. You get an Outlast base layer from Rukka, which is going to allow for temperature regulation. It really kind of completes a set and eliminates a lot of the more expensive add-on pieces you'd have to buy after the fact. Now, you've seen the shell, you've seen the inner liner, super premium. Again, top of the food chain, bomb-proof adventure, 3-season cold weather oriented from Rukka. And remember, if you're looking for 3-season warm weather adventure, check out the Airman from Rukka, which is also going to be Gore-Tex lined, but again, a different proposition that's going to flow a ton of air. The next step in your journey is to click right here, read other rider reviews at RevZilla.com. You don't have to take my word for it on the Armaxis. It's a big investment. As always, we're going to ship for free over $39. And if you want to talk to a gear geek, which I'm sure you might have questions, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Be sure to subscribe to us at RevZilla TV. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.